Hey YouTube, Knife Guy here. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Kershaw Scallion, another older knife. This knife's been out for a few years now, but definitely worth having in your collection. Let's start with the blade. 420HC high carbon steel, stainless. It's nice steel. Again, high carbon, you'll find it's harder to sharpen, but once it's sharp, it keeps a razor edge. So, and I like the steel. I've heard negative things about it, but overall, for a little pocket knife that you might use a couple times a day at most, it's a fine steel. Blade shape's pretty cool. It's got that little swoop in it, that extra belly here, kind of by the tip. It makes for interesting cutting, that's for sure, and some decorative drilled out holes if you're into it. It doesn't really do anything for me, but it's got this little finger guard with a little bit of jimping on it. You'll see when I close it that actually reverses and becomes the flipper, because this is an assisted opening knife. A lot of Kershaws are, and you can actually use that little flipper as your method of opening the blade, and then once it's open it becomes a little kind of finger guard for you. A little bit of jimping on the thumb ramp here. Kind of, if you've seen my Ontario Rat 1 review, it's the same kind of problem. They've rounded the jimping and it just doesn't grip like it should. It's there and you can definitely feel your thumb resistance for your thumb, but it doesn't really work the way I think jimping should. But just a small point there. The handles are polyamide. You can get them in. You can get this knife with stainless steel handles, and I think when it first came out, there's aluminum handles. The black polyamide is it's a fine material. It's just kind of a plasticky black, lightweight. So it's a light knife overall. It's got this kind of, I don't know what you'd call it. Almost looks like an elephant skin or something texturing to it, but it's not really deep enough to do anything. If you're wearing gloves, you probably wouldn't even notice that it's there. Wish that was a little bit deeper, but not a big deal. What else? The pocket clip is not reversible, and it's really big. You can see I don't really like that, but you can take it off. The knife's so small that you don't even need to clip it to your pocket. Just throw it in your pocket, but the clip comes right side, tip down, carry only, and it stays that way. It's a liner lock, and not a very good one. Not in terms of the strength, but in terms of what they give you to actually activate the liner lock. It's really, I'm going to reference another blade here, which I don't usually like doing in my reviews, but I think I have to for this one. This is the Spyderco Tenacious, and you can see the amount they cut out here to give your thumb room to push down on that liner lock. Now compare that to the Scallion, and there's really nothing there. You can see like a little sliver, and that little sliver doesn't even have any sort of texturing or jimping on it to help grip, so you really have to jam your thumb in, and it's so small that it makes it even harder. I wish they just had to cut back this finger notch a little bit more, give you a little bit more room to use that liner lock. But strength is fine. The Kershaws are pretty good. No blade play left, right, up, or down. Yeah, they got little bronze phosphor bushings in there that makes it super fast. That's one of the coolest things about this knife, just how fast it opens. If nothing else, for $30 here in Canada, it's just a cool knife to have, just to play with it. Lanyard hole, it's got this little lock, which is just basically a bar. You can actually watch it. If you watch that little bar slide, now the tip is blocked and it will not open. Pretty useless, but when it's assisted open, I guess it kind of makes sense, because if it's in your pocket and you kind of bump this or you lean into something, it will open. And so if you don't like it, it is just a little screw head, a little Torx bit. You can screw it down, or I've seen people just drop a little bit of crazy glue on there. Or you can even probably screw it and take it right out if you don't like it. So yeah, the Kershaw Scallion, great knife, super sharp out of the box, great little knife. The thumb studs are small. It's a small knife, so everything's kind of miniature on it, which isn't ideal for everyone. I have average size hands. The thumb studs are kind of small, but they have a nice ridging on them, real easy to activate. So yeah guys, overall, made in USA, can't go wrong there. It's a beauty little knife. Like I said, it's about $30 for me. I'm sure it's even less in the States. So yeah, I recommend it. Check it out and subscribe if you haven't. Stay tuned for more reviews guys. Thanks.